Live streaming is on.
Hello, hello again. Surprised to see me back on here for another video. Now, I've been holding on to this one for a minute, and I was trying to figure out when or where to do it. And I guess today will be the day I was going to do this. Now, what video am I talking about? Now, this first off, let me put all my damn notifications on silent so that way y'all won't hear that in the background. Try to do this, but I know Chian. I think her name is Chian Reynolds, and she usually do this dates with men, and I guess they're all red pill men. I've seen her do it. Seen her do one with this kind of like English rapper, and then I think she expanded to like one of them was Andrew Tate, and that one got really popular. And then I seen one where she was doing Fresh and Fit. Now she was doing Walter, who was fresh, and now she is doing Myron, which we are getting into today. Um, the reason I was going to do the Myron, watch her do Fresh, but I probably wouldn't think that would be more of an interesting because let's be real. No hate to Fresh, but that boy stutters a lot, and usually Myron is the one that do all the talking. And then when you hear Fresh, you be like, you see, that's what it do. That's what it. Some of how you women are. Myron is more of a talker, and not to make fun of
Live streaming is on.
I think I'm still here. I don't kick my damn self off. Not to make you know what? Let me just not talk about my. I'm still working on public speaking myself, even though I've had a good grade on public speaking. Let me just see if this is still working. All right, the stream looks like it's still up, so we're gonna get. Without further ado, let's go get the video up. I already got it booted up. Hopefully, this doesn't get me kicked off, but I don't want to do share my opinions on this. So I've never watched this video before, and we're gonna watch it live. So let's do this.
I'm not gonna let a girl look at my phone.
Why?
Because I'm gonna have other girls in there. 100%.
Now, first of all, this woman fine as hell. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Now, before I get into what I think is going to get into, um, let me. I'm gonna assume that Myron's going to exude a lot of his talking points, and I don't know if they're going to have. Look, I'm pretty sure they're going to have an honest conversation, but I'm expecting Myron to exude all their talking points, and let's see how this goes because I'm pretty sure he's going to hit every talking point he said on the show.
Hi, I'm Simon Reynolds and I'm back. New season, new dates. And to be honest with you, I'm not impressed with the dating scene.
I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
I've given some high scores.
I thought we might as well do the date properly.
See, I like this. And I've definitely given some low scores.
So, I'll just say Venus Caribbean layers with nice jocks.
Oh my God. It's time to find a man that can tick all the boxes.
Do you know what? There wasn't actually any red flags. Wow.
Myron Gaines. I'm here to go on a date, I think. Or a debate. I don't know. Someone put a bag over my head and told me to show up here, and they just brought me here.
Do you go on a lot of dates?
Ooh. We're in England, so I can't invoke the fifth. Damn. What do you guys say when you don't want to incriminate yourself here in England?
No comment.
Yeah, okay, no comment.
By that, I'm judging you're a one night kind of guy.
2 to 3. I try to keep my retention somewhat high. I need a good rating on what do you guys use here? You guys use TripAdvisor? It's in 1997? What the hell?
Can Chian ask you whatever she likes?
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing to hide unless it's like former government stuff. But other than that, I'll say whatever that I can disclose.
And finally, are you ready?
I think so. I don't know. The dudes that kidnapped me and brought me here, they said it would be fun. I don't know. Hey, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Myron,
you.
pleasure to meet you.
Myron.
You gonna give me a hug or what?
Oh,
Give me a hug.
okay. Hug. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Chilling.
You smell nice.
Thank you. I try.
He made me hug him. I don't know why I've done that. So, how are you?
Chilling.
Chilling?
Doing well.
Most people do that. So what was I saying? The touch border, the border of touch. Most people try to eliminate that. A lot of men, they try to eliminate the touch border and all that other stuff. At least to make you more comfortable with it. So most people, they either go in for a hug. Most people kiss on the cheek, or a lot of they, as long as they don't go too far, like sexually harassing or groping a woman. But a lot of people, when like you first meet a girl, you eliminate the touch border. So if anybody's wondering why he hugged, and she went with it, obviously that's what he was trying to do. You can see that set up.
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Good. It's a bit hot in here though, so my hands are
Yeah,
a bit
it is warm. I will say that. It's definitely
Yeah.
warm, but it's called grilling, right? So
Oh, I like that.
attractive but typical girl.
So tell me about you, Myron.
I'm a professional misogynist. No, I'm just kidding.
Great.
Loved by some, hated by many. Just
Yeah.
on the internet. Yeah.
On the internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're both on the internet. I've
Yeah. we are.
seen
It's a strange life.
Yeah.
Very
I've seen
strange.
some videos. You're not a fan of me, are you?
I'm not a fan of many things.
Yeah.
You just happen to be in there, maybe a little bit.
Why is that?
We disagree on some things.
I think we might get on though. That's why I'm like interested. Off to a great start. He hates me.
I think it's very important to be able to.
That's her doing that. That's not him doing that. I just want y'all to realize that that's not really her doing that. I mean, that's not really Myron saying that he hates. He didn't even say he hates it. That's her already putting it in their mind and hates it. And I've seen women do that all the time. It's just like they're trying to assume things that you didn't say or never said, but just put words there. Is that men do it too, but not as much as some. I've seen women do it more. So
To articulate your views, and if you don't agree with someone, it doesn't mean you have to hate them. But
Exactly.
but I think being too agreeable is not good. Very
Really?
bad, especially as a man, because typically, if a guy is too agreeable, you can't trust him.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because all men want to get laid, and if you don't tell the truth and you're just being agreeable, well, he's trying to get laid and he's trying to lie as well. So.
Well, at least the man actually admits all men are trying to get laid.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's absolutely pointless to have a female friend.
No, it's not pointless to have a female friend.
Very pointless. 100%. Why would guys sit there and be friends with girls? It's pointless. Stupid.
So you don't have any female.
I've had this talk. I've had this talk all the time where it's just like I've seen this commentary all the time. It's like, can men and women be friends and all that? And my initial opinion is just like, if you're honest, this is like, just be honest from the. It's one of the things where just be honest from the jump. And I feel like men and women can be friends, but you just honest from the jump. But there are some how can I say this? There are some women that you're not gonna fuck at all, and it's just like you're just cool with it and all that stuff. Whether you want to be in that friend zone or not, there's women that you just don't want to sleep. Now, if your whole intention is to sleep with the person, then you might want to think about your friendship there. If you really just like that person and she's a cool person to be around, then obviously you want that person as your friend. I'm not going to, even if I'm attracted to that person, and especially to a lot of female friends, I don't want to kill a friendship because I want to quote unquote fuck her or like want to sleep with her. I'm just how can I say this? I want to at least establish a relationship with so and so person, just so we can at least be cool. Now, if that person may not be attracted to you right now, but may be attracted to you later, but I'm not hanging on that either. I think it's more or less it's just like depending on how the person is. But I do think men and women can be friends. I just think you gotta be upfront with your shit. I think a lot of men are not upfront with this, especially it's like I really, really, really like you. But but each his own.
Female friends.
Absolutely not. It's a waste of time.
How is it a waste of time?
Because women don't offer much utility to you as a guy.
What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, if you get in some kind of fight, she can't do nothing. What's she gonna do? She's like, oh my God. It's like,
Why would you want a woman
if
that
anything,
fights?
she's a liability. That's what I'm trying
But
to
a
say.
woman would fight. Like, I'd fight a woman for you if you're my man.
I don't want my girl to be involved in any type of physical confrontation.
Really?
That's not her job. That's my job. So
I'm the same way. I don't want you fighting. I don't even like women fighting other women, tell you the truth. So I'm never that woman. I'm never that dude that, send women to go beat their ass, even though there's like women that was like, yo, you need me to take care of it. I said, nah, I don't need you to do that. I don't want you get into I tell a lot of women, I don't want you get into my bullshit. Just chill. It's like, if you're going to fight it, you do it on your own. Because some women, they just need a reason, especially if they know they don't like the girl. But it's just like, you ain't got to do that. Like I said, me personally, I don't like seeing women fight anyway. So I'd rather you not do that.
I look at it like, if I'm with a girl and I'm supposed to protect her and provide for her, etc., I want that to be my woman. I'm not going to give that type of energy to like a friend. That's stupid. Why am I going to put my life on the line for a girl that doesn't even suck my dick? Wait, but is that too much there?
I think you should just be able to have a friendship with women, though.
Well,
firstly, it's not always like men versus women.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like having female friends will give you that balance to understand. Like, there's actually nice, normal women out there that aren't just trying to sleep with you like for your money or everything like that. We bring a lot of value.
I've interviewed.
I'll give it I would say this. There's sometimes where I do want a woman's opinion on there. And sometimes I go to women that I trust that's not going to bullshit me. It's like, and grateful I got a bunch of women that I can come to for advice. Some different women is, I always ask like different women their opinions just so I can get like a multitude of opinions. Because sometimes I like, as men, as stubborn as we can be wrong. And sometimes some things it's just like, let me get a woman's opinion on there. It's just sit there. It's just like, okay, I see it, and then you try to see it that way. Well, now whether it's logical or not, that's up to them. But it's always good to have a woman's opinion.
Almost 1,600 women now at this point, and I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, women are absolutely terrible at understanding what it takes to be attractive to women as a man. So their advice typically is not good at all. I
agree with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think sometimes I don't even think women know what they want. So so it's hard to like really gesture. It's like they can tell you how to treat a woman, but they don't tell you they really can't tell you how to get a woman, in my opinion.
1,600 women. Poor women. Men carry like a lot of like hurt and they push it on women.
Okay. Hurt in what way?
Yeah, I think it's because, like, for example, this incel culture, which, like, respectfully, like your podcast really brings to life.
Mm-hmm.
You're just projecting onto women unnecessarily, because there's a lot of good women. Like, I myself would say I'm a good woman. I don't do anything wrong. I'm very loyal. I'm a kind woman. And a lot of men will make the assumptions because of podcasts like yours and people and men like you to then push that onto me. I'm this kind of woman. I'm a gold digger and I'm this and that, and I'm not.
Well, the reality is, would it be fair to say that most men, I mean, you said there's a whole incel culture, etc. Would it be fair to say that most guys are losers and don't really measure up?
I personally don't think that, but
keep it 1,000.
No, but I'm saying
keep it 1,000.
No, I personally don't. Like, genuinely, I don't.
Okay,
genuinely
don't. Politically correct. I'll keep it real since you don't want to. Most guys, I'll be honest, are fat, losers, and don't have leadership qualities. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. And most women, quite frankly, are terrible. They're whores, fat, rude, crass, whatever it may be. And most of them don't qualify for a relationship, and most guys don't qualify to be the leader of said relationships. I think it goes on both parts. Okay, the men are weak, and the women, there's a bunch of issues there. So what we basically highlight on our podcast is you need to be the best version of yourself. And I think the thing is that guys are yearning for this because we've been lying to men for the better part of 5 to 6 decades about what being masculine and strong actually is. We've been demonizing it when in reality, guys need to become stronger, because no woman wants a weak man, even though girls say dumb shit like, oh, well, I want you to be emotionally intelligent and get into your feelings or whatever. It's all a lie.
Now, usually it's just like a lot of people say, that men lie. We get lied to. It's just like what are those lies? And that would be my follow up question, right? What are the lies that? And he's probably explained this before, but that'd be the first thing that if I was in her shoes, I would ask. So, what are the lies that's been told, or I would say this. Now, I don't think most of them are lies. I think it's just like different generations or aspects of different things where the chauvinistic gentleman may work in, like, let's say in my father's time or my grandfather's time, where you had to be a gentleman, you had to pick up, you had to do things before you even court a woman. You have to court a woman for. Now in this generation is different. Like you don't really got to court many women. Matter of fact, a lot of them it's just Netflix and chilling, and a lot of them they'll especially if you're really attractive, they'll throw you the box. So it's not so much of an effort to court a woman in this day and age. Although there is can be some type of courting, but depending on the women you talk to, I don't think a lot of them. How can I say this? I don't think a lot of them respect that aspect as much as the grandparents used to, especially like women in this generation that can do it all by themselves.
Oh, see.
No, but I personally would like a man that's emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, but it's not me saying like I want you crying all the time. So do you know what I mean? It's true though. Like, so I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you have to give some room for men because like men's mental health is a serious like issue.
We tell guys not to be vulnerable in front of your girl. You go ahead, you're going to be vulnerable, you're going to shed a tear, whatever. You do that around other men that understand, the male experience. Women don't understand the male experience at all. And it goes to show, like when I said earlier, when you put the girl in a male perspective, I want you to pick up this girl. They always fall flat on their face because women are in a privileged position where they don't have to necessarily understand what it takes to attract the man because men come to them.
For me,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I also tell men not to be vulnerable around their women. Usually don't work for them, and it's just like, and it's not even the fat losers that he's. I've seen men in shape that are like in good shape, just be like real soft around their women, and women just give them this look like they a bunch of punk bitches and all that other shit. It's just like once a woman look at you like a punk bitch, it's just hard for them to not look at you like a punk bitch, in which you gotta like damn near kill a nigga just to show people. And then a lot of people they over exude that, so you gotta watch that part. They try to over exude the macho ness, where niggas you see the nigga be like, I whoop everybody ass in this fucking club, or I whoop everybody ass in this fucking house. It's just like you don't need to exude your macho ness like that, my nigga. It's just like, what are you trying to prove out here? You over here loud as shit, and then when someone whoops their ass, it's just like. But as far as vulnerability, it's like we're not telling you not to be vulnerable. It's more or less can you be vulnerable around, and a lot of times, and women will use your vulnerability against you, and I've seen that happen many of times where women don't use the vulnerability for their men against them. So.
as a partner, I would want to be able to give my man a safe space to be able to be vulnerable, and it's like, but not completely like, oh my god, cry all the time, but just so he knows like it's like things are okay.
Also, I feel like, and she didn't really say it, but it's also saying that when most people think of men being vulnerable, feel like they want them to cry, or it's just like, in which I've had this, me and Father on the podcast had this many a times. Men are emotional. We have always been emotional. We just don't show it in the ways the women do. And sometimes we show it, we wear it on our sleeves. Sometimes we express it in like what we do. Maybe it comes out when you're drunk or some shit like that. But my always thing is like for those people that punches drywall. And I've always said, I think every house should have a punching bag in the fucking house just for men to go relieve their stress and get a punch bag. I personally think, I said, for, those people that punches drywall and like punches holes in the wall because, get a punching bag. Get a punching. See, the thing is like it's not that we have, it's like that we can't be vulnerable. A lot of people don't have no ways to let out their vulnerability. because there's more than one way. So if one way you could talk about it, another way you could work. People put it in like their work. Something that's can be either healthy or non-healthy, but depending on the type of person you are, a lot of people they take it into the gym and they work it out. They get this stress relief out in work, which is why I said I think every house should have a punching bag in which you feel like you want to punch something, put on some boxing gloves, go to a room where your punching bag is, and start punching the shit out of the punching bag. I feel like that will relieve a lot of stress if you put a punching bag in some people's house.
Like it's supposed to be a partnership.
No, it's not a partnership. That's another common lie in modern day dating. It's not a partnership.
But I want a partnership, though.
Question for you: do you want a man that's taller than you? Idealistically speaking.
Ideally, probably, because I like to wear heels. I like to be thin.
Fantastic. Do you want a guy that's stronger than you?
Yeah.
Do you want a guy that makes more money than you?
I'm not fussed about money.
Okay. Well, you want it to make at least your equivalent, if not preferably better. Remember, this is your ideal guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a guy that's more confident than yourself?
Yeah.
More experienced than yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. You basically described the superior. So you expect this guy to come in and have a partnership with you?
Whatever he might excel on, I'll also add value in other ways, because it's not always about being physically on par with that person just for certain requirements. Like you can't birth a baby.
Yeah,
like but so we complement each other in other ways, and so we're still equal in that sense.
Men and women are not equal at all. At all. That's another fallacy that we have in modern day dating culture, which leads so many women astray. We're not the same. There's certain things that men can do that women can't do, and vice versa. And we're different, and we're designed to complement each other. And I don't believe in partnerships. I think men come in and lead, women follow. And I find it funny because women typically want a man. And here's the thing: what you just described is what every girl wants.
And that's basically it. It's just like this is where Myron is good at the debating part, and he is absolutely right. Like she basically says, she want a man at least taller than her, if not making her ideal man, if not making more money than her, if not making just as much money than her, more experience in things, more experience, and basically be a protector. That's someone that's your superior, or like someone that you want him to do better than you, because a lot of women, they'll tell you they don't want to take care of no little ass boy that's supposed to be a man, and they don't want to take care of no little ass boy. So which is why most people, or like if you're in a relationship now, I understand like more or less the economy, excuse me, I could speak, is really hard, especially most black men, because black men, it's hard finding jobs out here. I should know. But it's one of those things where it's just like, if a woman makes more than you, she kind of looks at you, she tries to little bro you all the fucking time. And for some men, that is annoying, especially if, let's say she a neurosurgeon and she made like 500K or some shit like that. She made 500K again. You're not going to, or you with an entertainer that, gets millions of shows or some shit like that. It's like, you're not gonna be the head of that household at all. She's gonna call all the shots, and you're gonna sit there and take it. And a lot of niggas is not gonna be there for that.
They think that they're going to go into a relationship with a guy that's better than them in every single metric, and it's going to be an equal partnership or 50-50. It doesn't work that way. There's always a leader. There's always a decider. And for it to work, the man's got to be in a leadership role, never the woman. Women can't lead anything.
Yeah, we can.
No.
It creates too much pressure on you as a man then. Because if you want to be this like macho man, do you not think that's going to cause a lot of strain on a relationship?
Pressure creates dominance. Because here's the thing. Women are just the cherry on top. Like you should have already built the cake by the time she comes into the picture. You should have already conquered a boardroom or conquered some kind of physical labor, or played sports at some point in your life, endured some kind of stress. Like men need to go through pain. Men must become. Women are, men must become. Being a loser is unacceptable. If you're broke, fat, or you don't got your stuff together, that's your problem.
Yeah, but then men like you would complain about women because you'd say, oh, they only come for like the glory of it, like, and not the graft. So I'd rather be with someone that I'm building with.
I've never said.
Be mindful. I'm not saying this because I'm a fat nigga, but I've also seen like niggas. I've seen niggas is shaped in the same fucking predicament. So, but you also, this doesn't pull a nerve because I already know, like like I said, I've seen niggas is shaped in the same predicament. So, but those are Myron's beliefs. So I'm not gonna knock Myron on there, but I would say even me as a big dude is like it's it's like I always tell myself I need to get in the gym. There's just no excuses. It's just like I need to get in the gym. So, uh, but listen, not everybody that's in shape is like got it all together either. Some of them was just as stressed. It's just as broke. It's just as lazy. It's just for most, a lot of people find a niche.
That women build. I actually say the contrary. I say women don't build; they move in.
Yeah, but
And I acknowledge that cold reality 100%. I tell guys they need to build the castle so that she can come in and put some things up here and there in your castle. But at the end of the day, you got to build the structure. Women aren't going to build it with you. Those days are done. Women want to
do. Some women do though. Like a lot of women do.
Some?
No, a few. Like the ones I know.
I would say a minority. A majority want a guy that comes pre-assembled.
What is he talking about?
So we got to go off of the majority.
I don't. Okay, I feel like she's. I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. She's making it delusional because especially if you watch Fresher Fit's content, a lot of them do. They tell you they want a man with six figures. They want a man with his own job. It's like they're not going to, even if they make six figures themselves, the man got to make six figures. Not take care of no little, not taking care of no little ass boy. A lot of so. What Myron not saying is wrong, and like you can go on the show, you can tell what a lot of those women want, and they usually say the same thing. So,
not the minority. If I'm advising men how to, operate in the dating marketplace, I can't tell them, look out for this 10% that wants to build with you. No, the reality is most women want you to come pre-assembled. And to be honest, the most attractive and youngest women that have the most options, they definitely want you to come pre-assembled. Women want winners. They sit at the finish line and pick the winners.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut.
Okay.
2 hours north of New York City.
So what was your upbringing like?
Great. Parents were together the whole time, stable. I had a sister, brother. Still, I mean, they're still alive now. I haven't said had. But yeah. Like they're gone. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, went to high school, played basketball in high school, played video games, still have my childhood friends to this day. I would say I grew up like in a pretty good situation. We didn't grow up with money, right? We grew up fairly, poor, lower middle class. My parents struggled, especially in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think it's important for young men to grow up like struggling.
Yeah.
I think it builds character. You have to do it.
How will you raise a son with your mindset? I'm just curious to know.
I would raise my son to not be a victim. I'm at a point now where very successful financially, but my son would not see any of this money at all. I would make him get it out the mud because, like we discussed before, trust fund babies typically don't know what to do in life and how to, they don't understand and appreciate the value of a dollar. And I thank my dad for instilling that in me early. I mean, my first job was at McDonald's and I got fired. And I quickly learned that I didn't want to be in the service industry, but it made me appreciate people in the service industry. So,
Sergeant Willie P had a problem about this. It's just like, especially with people that are financially like they don't want to give their kids none of the money, they don't want to give it out in the mud. And now, I will say this: I feel like there is a way where you could have them appreciate money without them have to literally get it out the mud, but you don't have to spoil them either. I do feel like you're like. When you have that advantage, especially with them, you should teach them how to be bosses. I feel like I think Dame Dash has it good in one way. He was just like, okay, since he always hustled, he hustled that boss mentality into their kids, in which they run their own business. I feel like if you want your kids to be successful and understand the value of a dollar, you are their first teacher, so you got to put that in them. It's like they'll learn from their father. Like they may see the big cars and all that other stuff, but you got to understand that as a parent, okay, you need to teach your kid where all this money comes from and how did I get there, without necessarily they don't have to necessarily get it out the mud, but you can teach them how to run a business. It's like, but you always got to be in that teaching part. I feel like, when I hear people say, "Oh, they're not going to see none of this money," it's just like like I'm looking at Donald Trump right now. It's just like when he borrowed money from his dad, it's like now he's a billionaire, and look at him, he's a president. It's just like you just got to teach them the value of money. I feel like as Black people, we got that asset. Oh no, they need to get out the mud too. I said no, they just need to learn the value of a dollar. They don't have to literally get out the mud. They just got to learn how to hustle.
What is this, by the way?
This is like a tonic wine. When I drink, I'm like quite a mellow person, chill, put you in the mood.
You're not an angry drunk?
No, I'm not actually.
No? Okay, that's good.
I'd be the worst angry drunk.
Yeah, well, I could tell.
So do you not drink?
I don't. It's haram.
So have you never drunk?
I have. I definitely have. But, I mean, it's not really conducive to my life goals at the moment, so I don't really drink like that.
It's just more self-awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as a guy, man, you can't afford to have things that clout your inhibition or your ability to go out there and create and become a better version of yourself. And I think that's why I'm really big on not drinking, doing drugs, any of that stuff. You got to be focused all the time.
So how do you find dating then, with the way that you are?
I mean, when you understand the code, it's plug and play. It's like, okay, deal with the girl, size her up, figure out what kind of chick she is, and then bam, you already know kind of how to move.
So what's the code?
Depends on the girl.
Okay.
You got to be able to adapt based on the woman that you're sitting across the table from. Yeah, I have the female codes in my sleeves. I know pretty much what they all are.
Okay, so how are you adapting to me right now?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I
want the code now, and then I'll ask the code again by the end of it.
Yeah, I would say recreational use only. No offense.
So what's how many codes is there?
Well, it depends on the girl. If you deal with a girl that's younger, that's in her prime years, well, you got to understand that she's more, inclined to look for fun. If you're dealing with a girl that is in her mid-20s, a lot of times she might be pursuing, it depends on the girl, but she might be pursuing some type of stability or some security. And you got to play to that angle. Or if you deal with a girl that's a little bit older, late 20s, 30s, and up, 9 out of 10 times she's going to want some type of security if she hasn't gotten there already.
This is coming from a man that is probably going to go marry, because since he is Muslim, I'm not saying what he said was wrong, but you got to take that shit from a grain of salt, because Myron, I don't think Myron's looking for a wife anyway, and I've always said that about Fresh Fish content. It's like, I think a lot of that content is looking to, they try to teach you how to talk to women, but it's more or less how to fuck them, not really get into a relationship with them. It's just get them give them there long enough for you to have sex with them, and that's why I think it's like there's nothing wrong with that if you're down with that. But that's how I feel about their content usually when I watch it. Yeah, we're only 13 minutes in. I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably won't even go through this whole thing because some of it's kind of boring.
Code, it's not even that deep. Either you like them or not. You don't need to put them in categories. So what kind of woman do you want? Sorry.
Me? Mm-hmm. I mean, I could deal with whatever. My thing is, I need her to come into my life and be an asset and not a liability. Most girls are liabilities, to be honest.
Do you think? I think the right woman, though, could really just compliment you and make you progress in your life.
Well, you got to train them.
No, you haven't. In order to train someone, you need them to listen. I'm telling you, no woman is listening to you.
Most girls come into your life, and if you don't know what you're doing, she's going to come in as a liability, 100%.
No, you don't train them, though.
You have to train them.
It's like training a dog. You wouldn't do that.
Oh, here we go. I knew that was going to be.
No, but it's true, though. It's not training. It's not something once again, it's just seeing this person as your equal. Okay, but showing the person respect. It's not training.
So I look at it if I'm going to have a girlfriend and she's going to be my girl and she's going to have my title, well, she's got to be trained to rise up to a certain level because I'm going to make her into an asset. Buy me a bag, do this, blah, blah, blah. Take me on trips, whatever, when they haven't earned it. So you got to detrain those bad behaviors out of that girl and make her an asset into your life versus a liability. Most guys don't understand their value. They bring her onto their life. They give her everything. She hasn't earned it. She doesn't respect him. She's walking all over him. She starts to dictate the relationship. You're not getting sex tonight, blah, blah, blah.
He's so rude. Obviously,
He's very straightforward. And like I said, this is coming from a man that I don't think he's really looking for a wife. He's just looking for someone to fuck. And then when he does settle down, he's probably going to settle down to someone that's FOB, aka fresh off the boat. I don't think he's going to be like, because all that's left is model women. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to get married to a model woman. So, again, take that as a grain of salt.
This is your experience, so I can't argue that. But
I mean, this is biology. Women are hardwired to extract resources from men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. Biology rules everything, guys. They could sit there and say, "Oh, but I'm doing this and my truth, blah blah blah." Biology rules you. There's one truth. There's no such thing as my truth. Female, typical, blah blah blah, trash.
No, but I kind of feel like from my experience, if I'm going into someone's life, I would want to add value. So I wouldn't really take things. And I kind of feel when you.
What did you just say 2 seconds ago? You said, in my experience.
Yeah,
I come in and I add value.
Yeah.
That's you. Majority of women come in, meet the guy. Okay, what can I get from this guy? Okay, this guy's a simp. I'll just take him out on dinner dates he could pay. I'm never going to smash him. Another guy, this guy's hot. You know, I can smash him. I can hang out with him. This guy, he has some utility. He's a plumber. Okay, he can do my plumbing, but I'll give him a BJ once. Girls put guys in roles. It's your job as the man to make sure you're the top guy and you got the main role where you're not investing too much and she's investing more in you. Girls only respect men that they invest in. The girl always has to like the guy more than she likes him.
No, I think it works better the other way around.
When the guy likes the girl more?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I want y'all opinion on that. It's like, my opinion is it's just like, and this is a person that's been in love before. It's just like, when you've been in love, you want to do everything and anything and everything for that person. So I don't know if I loved her more than she loved me or vice versa, but I know that we did love each other. You know, definitely explain that. How can I say this? I think it depends on the relationship, but I always feel like in a relationship, one person's always going to love the other more than the other thinks or knows.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because women want a man that's better than them. So how do I look if I'm better than you and I'm sitting here chasing after you? It doesn't make sense. Women only respect men that they chase. It doesn't work the other way around.
Once again, with this like new wave of women, we don't want to keep fighting for a man if he's going to treat you like an option.
See, here's the thing. We can say that women are changing, whatever, but we're all slaves to our biology. Women are 100% okay with sharing men. It's been that way since the beginning of time. I would say it's even more apparent now with Instagram, dating apps, etc. A minority of men are getting a majority of the women. And women are okay with that. I mean, walk into a nightclub. It's probably one of the most carnal representations of human nature. All the women are sitting in one section with a bunch of the guys that have the highest perceived status in that social setting versus all the other guys are out there in general admission struggling. So, women always gravitate towards the best guys and they're willing to share those guys.
So what's your type?
My type. Mm-hmm. Fit, feminine, friendly.
Yeah.
Submissive. And coachable. To be trained. You got to train women, man. I know that sounds terrible.
He's still talking.
As blunt as he is, but it's just like this is where like the gift of gab comes in. The whole you got to train women is like if a woman hears you say that, like look at her face. Look at her face. Train. The fuck I need training for? What the fuck do I need? What are you trying to train me to do? Look at her face. Look how disgusting it is when you said, "Oh, you need to train." That doesn't fly with women. So like whether you think that is correct or not, you don't say this one thing I would say about Myron. I don't know how much game that boy does have, but there's a lot of things that whether he's right or not, there's some things you just don't say to women, especially, but I don't think he's here to try to fuck. So take it, like I said, take it as a grain of salt.
Fucking hell.
Women don't like it.
But you see how disgusted she was when she said, you got to train them.
When they get criticized. If I go on a podcast and I say, you know what, guys, you need to stop being bums. You need to get your money on point, not being fat POSs, etc. They actually admire and respect that. People are in the chat, flame emojis, whatever. I go on rants on the guys all the time. I'm sweating, going crazy. It's like I'm delivering a preach. I think she's trying to grill me, but what she doesn't know is I'm a black belt in this. I've dealt with 10 girls like her at the same time on my podcast, so she gonna take an L. Women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions. Men do, though. Men have to live in reality. Women are afforded the privilege of being delusional. So when a guy criticizes a woman, oh my God, right? If you don't believe me, think about it. If a dude's fat, we just call him fat. You're a loser, huh? If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl. You go.
And this is what I mean about where I said something that I did expect. He's going to get into his talking points, especially about the fact that now he's called the Fresh and Fit podcast. So obviously, if you're a fat dude like me, he's going to try to poke at you. He don't like fat people. Think fat. Myron said it himself. He think fat people are lazy. So it's like if you're fat, it's your fault. In which I've always agreed with that. It's like you are the one that controls the portion of what you eat and all that other shit. So this shit don't bother me, but this is like the normal talking points of Myron. So I'm pretty sure he's been doing the majority of this conversation. So let's get into it.
She's rude and obnoxious. Oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce. We have all these terms to cover up female inadequacies, but we don't have these same terms for men.
I think a lot of it comes from like narcissistic behavior from men and misogynistic
Women are far more
views.
narcissistic than men.
No.
We're it's not narcissistic, but we're like a lot of men. We're just harder on men because we can really take it. It's like we don't mind constructive criticism, especially if it comes from a good place. So a lot of women, it's just like, and I've been said this, and sometimes because I've been known to be real brutal with the truth of myself, even if I'm right. It's just like you probably could have delivered that in a more somber way, because some women, even if you deliver them the truth, there are ways, and my father and so this, and a couple of other my friends have been telling me this. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that's why a lot of people had a problem with Kevin saying was talking points, because it's not what he says, it's how he says it. So, and I've always said, when you get to that point where you just don't care, it's just like, especially and I'm like one of them dudes, if I'm right, you can't tell me nothing. Especially if I'm proven right, you can't tell me shit. It's like, even if my delivery is strong or brutal, it's just like, it's a fact. So, and some people, and this is where like people get argued with feelings.
No, women can be. So I'm not disputing that. But I kind of feel like with men that attain a certain level of status and power, it gives you the opportunity to try and to dominate.
Big difference, though.
No, but this is
men earn narcissism.
Men do not earn a right to be narcissistic. Like, just shut up.
Men earn confidence and arrogance. Women don't. Women are born with their value. Men must earn their value. So if a man's arrogant, more than likely he's probably accomplished something. When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs. See, this is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills.
She gonna be as bold as Myron. You gonna keep fucking with these red pill men. And I swear to God, if Donovan Sharp jumps on this show, even though, I think Donovan Sharp got a girlfriend, but if you see like Donovan Sharp, you know exactly where the fuck this is going. She gonna be as bald as Myron is, because Myron had to get that bald spot covered. So you can tell she's like, what the fuck did I get into? God damn it.
Women tend to go off of their feelings versus what's real. They go off the feels and not the reals. What a girl is supposed to do is come into a man's life, see where he's deficient. Okay, I noticed that you like to go to the gym at this time. I'm going to make sure that you have a protein shake with as many grams of protein as you need.
Just get a PA.
I'm going to make sure that's done, and I'm a deductive problem solver. I'm able to be observant, because that's women's gift, is being observant of social situations. That's why women are socially superior to men. Oh, I thought you were going to say that's sexist. Okay. No, it's never sexist when a guy mentions something about a woman that's positive. So a woman's job is to use that social calibration that they have, that they're superior to men in, and be able to be like, okay, this guy's deficient in this and deficient in this, etc. Let me come in, compliment, make this guy operate. He's already operating at 95%. I'm going to get him to 102. And when you're at a high level already, that extra 2, 3, 4, 5% is what helps you beat the competition.
This guy's dangerous. Women will do that. A lot of women will give you that life, they will give you that balance, they will compliment you, but they're not going to just do it until you're serious, because men like to play the field for a very long time.
When you're with a guy of value, You got to understand that he has the leverage, not you. You're applying to be his girlfriend. I wear the high.
Again, another Myron talking point, but he does have a point. A lot of men with a lot of values, they have a lot of options. They're not just going to settle with anyone. They're going to settle with someone that is good for them. So he has a point there.
That way, baby, because at the end of the day, when you can replace a girl, that's when she respects you. It's on the woman to prove to me that she's worthy of a relationship. That's where a lot of girls make a mistake. They'll sit there and say, I'm good, I'm loyal, blah, 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 blah. I want to, see how you do before you get promoted. I'm not going to give a girl the position of secretary or underboss, right? Or second in charge of my company unless she's been vetted. She's got to work her way up. The problem is that we give women CEO jobs when they haven't proven themselves and they don't respect the job.
Who is listening to this man?
So here's the thing. You're looking at equality from a human perspective. I'm not saying that men are better than women from a human perspective. I'm saying that men are leaders, so therefore we cannot be equal. When you're on the battlefield, right, and the lieutenant or whoever the commanding officer is on the battlefield, you're not equal to him as, a regular soldier. He is the leader. You're not equal, but there's a reason. There's a hierarchy to dictate order. If the woman is equal to the guy, well, who's going to make the final decision? Nothing gets done by a committee. There always has to be one leader in charge. There's a reason why there's a president, there's a CEO, etc. Both people can't be alphas, as they say. The problem is this: women are confused about what men actually want. They think a CEO, a boss, a business owner, ambitious, competitive woman. We don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Men don't care about that. And I would argue the more money a man makes, the less he cares about his woman's ability to earn money.
Yeah, especially like I said, if a man makes 100K and a woman doesn't make nowhere near 100K, and if he's in a city or where he can make 100K and you don't ever have to work a day in your life, a man will tell you, "Look, baby, you ain't gotta work no more. Just stay home, cook dinner, and all the other shit." Women, on the other hand, they're not doing that for men. They're not at all. But this is another one of my talking points. It's exactly what I said. I'm not saying none of his talking points are wrong, but I do feel like he is going to dominate the talking between the two with his talking points. And she brings no talking points. I feel like she's trying to get to know Myron, but Myron is doing the whole red pill stick. So let's see.
Men and women are not the same. Women basically become the very men that they want to attract.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? So men, like I find that men will say that they like women that have ambition to start. It's what makes.
It's a lie to get laid.
No, I wouldn't say it's even a lie.
It's a lie to get laid.
It's not, because for me, like whenever like I've dated and stuff like that, a lot of men say they like the fact that I am ambitious, that I have.
They want to get laid.
No, but I'm saying in general, a lot of men get irritated. Like nowadays, like so you're dating all these women, and you're gonna say all these women do this, is they do nothing and they expect. But that's the qualities that a traditional woman would bring. She'd want a man to do things for her. So.
But here's the thing: she complements that man's life.
So, do you want a relationship?
This is going to be the question, and if I'm correct, because like I said, I don't think he really wants a relationship, or he just want like 2 girlfriends or some shit like that. But let's see where this goes.
Monogamous?
So, how many girlfriends do you want?
I mean, as many as I can. I mean,
see what I mean? See exactly what I mean. He is not for monogamous relationships. If he's going to get into a marriage relationship, he's going to get into a polyamorous relationship, or it's just him in a room full of women, and they're going to be his wife. He's going to have multiple wives, that other shit. So, like I said, a lot of people like get bad at him. Take his advice the best way you can.
I probably have 4 wives. I think I could do 4.
This man wants 4 wives. He's going back 500 years.
4 wives is the way to go, because if one acts stupid, you can go ahead and get another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. No guy wants to be monogamous. Man, most guys that are monogamous out of force. If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, listen, man, you keep your girlfriend, right, while you simultaneously smash these girls and she's not going to care, he's going to take it. Every time. Most guys have to kind of concede to what their girl wants. This stupid quote, happy wife, happy life. I think that's the dumbest quote ever.
I mean, it's a good quote.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because a woman's job is to please the man, not the other way around. A woman's job is
to please each other.
women are pleased by being with the best man in the area. That women are pleased by you being the best version of yourself. As a man gains more status, success, income, etc., the woman wins. She's all his success, she benefits from that. It's not the same. When a woman makes more money, earns more status, etc., and she starts to outgrow her man, she's going to look for a better man.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right here. We like 22 minutes in, about halfway in, and I'll probably finish the video on the rest of the time, but most of the stuff is just like what I expected, like Myron and his talking points, and him getting most of his talking points down. I can tell, like, she is definitely thinking this man is a chauvinist and all that stuff. And that's, that's how Myron gets. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not surprised about most of the Myron too. But I would say, I would say, what I think of the video. I mean, it's what I expected of Myron hitting his talking points. So, thank you for joining me on this reaction video. I hope to do more. Maybe something that shorter and maybe less boring. And